The NFL season started with 32 teams battling to get to Super Bowl 59, and now we're down to the final two. It will be the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs battling for the Lombardi Trophy. The Chiefs punched their ticket to New Orleans by winning a 32-29 nail-biter over the Buffalo Bills in the AFC title game. The Chiefs will now be looking to make history by becoming the first team in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. The Eagles earned their trip to New Orleans with a historical 55-23 win over the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship. In the win, Philadelphia scored the most points ever in a conference title game. The victory means that the Eagles are now headed back to the Super Bowl for the third time in 8 seasons. The game will be a rematch of Super Bowl 57, which the Chiefs won 38-35. Let's take a look at the complete 2025 NFL Playoffs schedule. 2025 NFL Playoffs Bracket 2024 in full bracket Super Bowl tutorial 1920x 1080. PNG CBS Sports Design 2025 NFL Playoffs Schedule Wild Card Weekend Saturday, January 11, 4, Texans 32-12 over 5, Chargers. The Texans fell behind 6-0 early, but then took over from there to dominate the final 3 quarters. The Texans' defense came up big with 4 interceptions of Justin Herbert, including a pick 6 by Eric Murray in the second half. Herbert threw more picks in one playoff game of 4 than he threw during the entire regular season. 3. Ravens 28-14 over 6, Steelers. The Ravens used Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to steamroll their way to a win over the Steelers. Henry rushed for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Jackson added 81 rushing yards on a night where the Ravens totaled 299 yards on the ground. Jackson also threw for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win. The Ravens jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the first half, and it was never really close after that. Sunday, January 12, 2, Bills 31-7 over 7, Broncos. The Bills fell behind 7-0 after Denver's opening possession, but it was all Buffalo after that. Josh Allen totaled more than 300 yards with 272 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air while also tacking on 46 yards on the ground. With the win, the Bills became the first team since 2012 to finish with at least 250 yards through air and 200 yards on the ground in a playoff game. 2 Eagles 22-10 over 7, Packers. The Packers fumbled away the opening kickoff, and things only got uglier from there. Jalen Hurts threw a touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson 2 plays after the Green Bay fumble, and that put the Eagles ahead for good. Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions, and the Packers were never really able to get their offense going against an impressive Eagles defense. 6. Commanders 23-20 over 3, Buccaneers. In his playoff debut, Jayden Daniels led the Commanders to their first playoff win since the 2005 season. Not only did he throw for 268 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he also led the team in rushing with 36 yards. With the win, Daniels became the first rookie quarterback to win a road playoff game since 2012. Monday, January 13, 4, Rams 27-9 over 5, Vikings. The Rams offense gave Los Angeles a quick 10-0 lead in the first quarter, and then the defense took over from there. The Rams' pass rush absolutely dominated the Vikings, sacking Sam Darnold 9 times with 2 of those coming from Kobe Turner. The sack total was tied for the most in a playoff game in NFL history. The Rams' defense held the Vikings to just 9 points, which tied Minnesota's lowest scoring output of the season. BYS, Lions, Chiefs divisional round Saturday, January 18, 1. Chiefs 23-14 over 4, Texans. Once the playoffs start, the Chiefs always seem to find a way to win. Their offense got outgained, 337-230, and their defense couldn't stop the Texans on third down. Houston went 10 of 17, but the Chiefs continuously came up with big plays whenever they needed one. Travis Kelce, who caught 7 passes for 117 yards and a touchdown, was the star for Kansas City's offense. Defensively, the Chiefs beat up on C.J. Stroud, who got sacked 8 times. The pass rush was led by George Karlaftis, who had 3 sacks. Patrick Mahomes is now 7-0 in the divisional round in his career. 6. Commanders 45-31 over 1, Lions. Jayden Daniels is slowly etching his name into NFL history. No rookie quarterback has ever led his team to the Super Bowl, and Daniels just took one step closer by playing a nearly perfect game against the Lions. The rookie QB threw for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns while also rushing for 52 yards. The Commanders' defense also came up big by forcing 5 turnovers, including a pick-6 by Quan Martin in the first half that put Washington in total control of the game. The Commanders are now headed to the NFC title game for the first time in 33 years. Sunday, January 19, 2, Eagles 28-22 over 4 Rams. Saquon Barkley put the Eagles on his back and carried them to the NFC title game. The Eagles running back ran for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 78-yard scoring run in the fourth quarter that put Philly up 28-15. Barkley's rushing total was the 5th highest ever in NFL postseason history. The Rams drove down to Philadelphia's 13-yard line in the final 90 seconds, aiming to get a potential game-winning touchdown, but the drive came up short, sending the Eagles to the NFC title game. 2. Bills 27-25 over 3 Ravens. The Bills have Josh Allen, but it was their defense that carried them to the win in this game. The Bills forced 3 turnovers, and those turnovers led to 10 points, which ended up being the difference in the game. Lamar Jackson was responsible for 2 of those turnovers with a lost fumble and an interception in the first half. As for Allen, although he wasn't flashy, he was still impressive on a cold night where he completed 72.7% of his passes while adding 2 touchdown runs. The Bills are now 1 win away from their first Super Bowl appearance since 1993. Championship Sunday, January 26, NFC Championship, 2. Eagles 55-23 over 6 Commanders. The Eagles played one of their best games of the season as they rolled to a win in the NFC title game. Saquon Barkley rushed for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 60-yard score on Philadelphia's first offensive play of the game. Jalen Hurts also had 3 rushing touchdowns in a game where he also threw for 246 yards and another score. Defensively, the Eagles forced 4 turnovers against a Commanders offense that had yet to turn the ball over in the postseason going into Sunday's game. AFC Championship, 1. Chiefs 32-29 over 2 Bills. The Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl for the 5th time in 6 years, and they're doing it because no one can stop Patrick Mahomes. Not only did Mahomes throw for 245 yards and a touchdown, but he also rushed for 2 touchdowns in a game for the first time in his career. Josh Allen had a chance to beat the Chiefs with a game-winning TD drive in the final 2 minutes, but the Bills came up short after failing to convert a 4th and 5 from their own 47-yard line. Super Bowl 59, New Orleans, Sunday, February 9. Chiefs vs. Eagles, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Fox, Fubo.